Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. It's time for another episode of Tuesday Live at 5. This is Lena Gersa. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. And today I am so excited to share with you this adorable stamp set called Springtime Joy. Now this set is in the January to June mini catalog, and it is absolutely perfect for springtime and Easter themed projects. I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but this week, today, was the first time in like probably 4 or 5 months that the temperature has actually hit double digits. It's beautiful and sunny outside. Spring is in the air. The snow is melting. It's wonderful. And it totally has me in a spring fever kind of mode. So I've really been enjoying playing with this set this week and designing baby cards and Easter cards and just soft, pretty colors. So I have 3 projects to share with you today. I hope you enjoy them. I think you will. They're really cute. They're adorable. So I can't wait to share them. Now, let me just pull up my video on my iPad here and see who is joining me before I flip the camera. I just had a very funny frozen face on my iPad when I pulled it up. Okay, who's here? Let's see. We've got Patty and Antoinette and Gail and Louise. Hello, everyone. Hi, Kelly. Hope you all are having a good week. Oh, your snow is all gone from your front yard, Kelly. I am so excited for you. Ours is not. We have quite a bit here. It certainly has gone down a lot. Hey, Zara, how are you? Thanks for checking in. I literally just ran down here from another meeting. I had another meeting that's still actually going on, a virtual meeting, and I had to duck out so I could come do my video. So I would much rather hang out with you guys than with the people that are in my meeting. Nothing against them, but it was really boring. Work meetings usually are. So are you ready to do some stamping? Let me flip my camera, so look away for a minute while I get things oriented and turned around, and then we'll get ready to go. Here we go. All right, that looks pretty good. That was pretty smooth. Some days it's better than others. All right, we are good to go. So here is the adorable Springtime Joy stamp set. These little images, the lamb and the bunny, I just adore. So I've got 2 projects using the lamb and 1 using the bunny today. They're just so cute and really quick and easy to color. So let's get to it. Our first project is a really simple one, little bit of coloring, a little bit of masking. So I'm going to show you how to stamp so you get that basket behind your bunny all in one layer, and soft, beautiful pastels. Now, who is going to miss Purple Posy? Purple Posy is one of our outgoing in colors, and its days are numbered because once the retiring list posts, it's posting on the 24th of March, which is just a few weeks away, this color will be available while supplies last. So if this is a favorite of yours, you're going to want to snag your cardstock and embellishments and ribbon and whatnot before the retiring list is announced, because it will go quick, I guarantee you. All right, so that's our first project. Let's get to it. So to start, get all my bits and pieces out here. I have a piece of the in color DSP. So this comes in a 6x6 stack, and this is our Purple Posy, of course. I love the polka dots. It almost reminds me of Easter eggs, so I thought it was perfect for an Easter card. So this is cut to 4 by 5¼ inches. Okay, then I have another piece, same pattern, but from the Subtles pack. So this is soft seafoam. It's cut to 4 by 3 inches. So I'm going to layer that on the front of my card, just a little bit below the middle. Okay, so let's add a little bit of adhesive here. Oh, hi Gail. Hi Judy. Hi Connie. Hi Krista. You girls are all joining me today. Why aren't you outside enjoying the beautiful sunshine? Believe me, if I could be, I would. It's so gorgeous out. My husband, I actually told him he had to cook dinner tonight because I had meeting and then this video. And so he was out barbecuing because he could. He could get at the barbecue on the deck. Perfect day for it. All right, so that's our first step. Next, I'm going to layer, because I like my narrow borders. I have a piece of basic white cardstock that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So it's just 1/8 of an inch larger than my DSP. So it's going to layer quite nicely on there. So we're going to go ahead and do that as well. We'll layer that. We'll get this all layered up, and then we'll do our stamping. So let's pop that on there. Okay, and then I have my card base. This is that gorgeous purple Posy. I just love this color for spring and for Easter. It is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, so half of a sheet of cardstock. It's scored in the middle at 5 1/2. So we're going to fold in half along our score line. And I'm going to glue my DSP panel to the front of my card base. So we're going to glue it this way, and yes, I know it's upside down. That's just how I roll. If you've watched me for a while, you'll know that. Okay, so that is the foundation of our card. We're going to do our stamping on this die cut rectangle. Now, this is cut using the Ornate Layers dies. These are from the annual catalog, and I love them. There are large pieces that act as perfect layers for your stamping and your focal images on your projects. If you haven't scooped up these dies yet, you may want to have a look at them. Now I'm going to cut this down. This is the full size of the die. It's quite large, but I don't need that much. I'm actually going to cut this down to 3 inches. The actual piece actually measures almost 5 1/2. But we're just going to cut it to 3. Okay, so we're going to do our stamping on that little piece. I'm going to hold on to this piece though for another project. So there is my little rectangle, and I'm going to bring in my bunny and my Easter basket. So I'm going to start stamping. I have to find my gray ink because I put it in the wrong bin. There it is. All right, so I'm going to stamp my bunny first. I'm using my gray granite, not gray granite, basic gray ink. You can use basic gray if you are going to color with Stampin' Blends. It actually is a great option if you want a softer image. You can stamp with your basic gray instead of your memento black. Now that is a little crooked. My bunny's going to be on a hill. Can you see how when I made my sample, do you see how my Easter basket's crooked? So I decided to put him on a hill. I just added a hill. This is how you fix your mistakes, people. I seriously considered redoing this, and then I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to make him on a hill. So I made it a little hill, so my Easter basket's on a bit of an angle. So we're going to do the same thing here. Bunny's going to be on a bit of an angle. Now I just have to be conscious about stamping my Easter basket on an angle. All right, so there's my bunny. I have a mask that I have made just by stamping the image on a Post-it note. Now I only cut the left side of my bunny because that's all I need to mask my bunny to stamp my Easter basket. So I'm going to layer my mask on here just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take my Easter basket and ink it up, and we are going to, you know what, I think I mounted these stamps crooked because the sticker looks straight. The basket is definitely not mounted straight. So let's stamp our basket. Yep, definitely crooked. That's okay. It's a downhill. He's standing on a hill. We're going to fix it. Gotta love it. All right, let's carry on. I need my soft seafoam, and I need all of these. I got a whole lot of blends here. All right, so for my bunny, I'm actually going to color my bunny with the light crumb cake. Okay. I am doing it. Oh, Louise, you're right. I did it upside down. That's okay. We're going to change the orientation. Louise, you just pointed that out. I should have done it this way. It's okay. We're changing it. It's all right. Stamping on the fly here. This is what happens when I have a meeting immediately before my video. All right, so here we go. We're going to color our bunny. So I'm using my light crumb cake, and I'm just going to kind of go around the edges of my stamped image. So I'm just going to kind of come around here really lightly, and then kind of across the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to color his feet. And then I'm going to do a little bit under his paws. Okay, and a little bit just sort of on the ends of his paws. That's to start. We're going to do his face in a minute. Then I'm going to bring in my blender pen, and I want to soften this down. So I'm just going to kind of blend out the edges of my coloring here. And that's just going to pull that ink out and soften it so it looks more like a shadow rather than a line that I've drawn. Okay, and this takes a little bit of time. It doesn't happen instantly. So I'm just going to, right now it looks kind of gray and damp. This is because of the moisture in the blender pen. We're just going to leave that. Or sorry, what's this called? Color lifter, not a blender pen. What did I see what I mean about having meetings. All right, now we're gonna do the face. So I'm going to add a little bit of marker around the edge of the face, just like that. And then I'm gonna do sort of around the ears too. Just add a bit of shadow. Okay, so again, I'm gonna take my color lifter and pull that ink out and just soften it down so it looks more like a shadow. Okay, so this is just a quick and easy way to color without really coloring your whole image. Okay, just a really subtle little bit of shadow there. All right, for the leaves on the flowers, I'm going to use my soft seafoam. This is the light soft seafoam. Not doing any blending, I'm just filling them in. And they're so teeny tiny, they get done in no time. Okay, and then for the flowers themselves, I'm going to use my light purple posy. So I'll just give them a little bit of love here. There we go. And then I just took actually the bullet tip to color the centers, because the bullet tip on my purple posy is a little bit darker than my brush tip. So there we go. Now to add just a little bit of blush to the bunny's cheeks, I just took my light petal pink, and then I added a little bit across the nose as well. And then again, I brought in my color lifter and just blended that out. It's just the teeniest little bit of blush there. Okay, so there's my bunny. Done. Super simple, right? Now, we need to give these guys something to stand on. So we're going to create a hill with our soft seafoam. So he's no longer floating, but rather standing on a hill. Okay, so easy way to fix your little oopsie. It's just a bunny that's standing downhill. No problem. All right, so to color my Easter basket, I'm gonna bring back my light crumb cake, and I'm gonna color the entire basket with the light crumb cake. And then again, I'm gonna bring in my color lifter and pull up some of this color to add some shading, or highlights really. So let's just color the whole basket first. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do all of my vertical sort of woven pieces here on my basket. So I'm just kind of going over them with my color lifter, and the color lifter will, the color will lighten up as you kind of let it sit. Okay. You'll see how that one's getting lighter. Okay. It does take just a minute or two to lighten up, but it does a nice job. Easy peasy. All right. And then for my Easter eggs, I'm going to add, here's the basket. Louise, you crack me up. All right, so I'm going to color my eggs with my light purple posy. So we'll do 1 and 2. And then we'll use a little soft seafoam for our other 2. There we go. And I just have a little hint of the basket there that's peeking out, that's bugging me. I gotta color that. There we go. All right, there is our cute little Easter bunny standing downhill. Okay, and we're doing a mirror image card because I forgot to flip my rectangle around, which is totally fine. I have no problem with that. All right, so we are going to stamp our sentiment. So our sentiment is going on a punched white oval. So these are punched using the oval double oval, the punch that has both a plain and a scalloped oval. I can't remember the name of it right now. It's on back order. But we're going to stamp our Happy Easter in basic gray, just on that little oval, and hopefully straight. Mind you, the way things are going today, it probably won't be. There we go. And then we're gonna layer that on our little punched scalloped oval. So we'll add a little bit of adhesive. Hi Jill, thanks so much for sharing. I appreciate it. Hi Linda, hi Julie. Hope you all are good. All right, how many of you in the US have gotten your COVID vaccine yet? I'm following that very closely because I have a lot of friends in the US. So, all right, so there is my sentiment. Now I may, I don't don't like that gap, but we may not have a choice. We're going to put our sentiment down here because we had to redesign our card. We're going to put our sentiment down here instead. I'm not crazy about that gap, but I may stamp a butterfly or something there later. We can fix anything, right? Mistakes are not mistakes. They are opportunities for creativity and embellishment. All right, so to my little sentiment here, I'm going to add a little punched flower. I'm going to show you where these flowers come from on the last card. So I'm not going to talk too much about them right now, but I have a little punched flower here, and I have a little leaf that is, again, you will see where it's from on the last card. It was left over. So I'm just going to glue my little flower to my leaf, and then I'm going to add another glue dot here. And where am I going to put that? We're going to put it kind of right here. I think that looks just adorable. All right, so let's glue this guy on. He's going to get popped up. So we'll add a couple of dimensionals here. Hello, Danelle. How are you? Thanks for watching. You picked a good day. You get to watch me screw up. All right, let's pop this on. So we are going to center this on the green square. So I'm centering it top to bottom, and then I'm going to line up my straight side with the edge. And hopefully get this on straight. Mind you, again, who knows what happens today. Okay, so my little sentiment, you know, it's still bugging me. I think I'm going to put it up here still. Yeah, I don't like that spot. So we're going to put that up there. We're going to add a couple of dimensionals here, and we're going to pop it up the top just like this. Okay, and then we're going to tie a little double bow. So I have my white baker's twine here. So I'm going to double it up and tie a double bow. So I'm making a loop with my right hand. I've got a double thickness of twine there. Okay, and then I'm going to take my tail with my left hand, bring it around and through. And there is my cute little double bow. Adjust my loops. And get them even. There we go. This guy needs to be a little bit smaller. And we'll trim our tails. Get that out of the way. And then this one I think I'm going to put down here just because we had to redesign our card. So I think we're going to put this little guy down here. I like it there. So let's grab a glue dot. Now again, the easiest way to do this is with take your pick. So you're going to plunk your little glue dot under your corner and then just sort of nestle the knot of your bow and press it into your glue dot. Okay, still cute even though it's backwards. I can live with it. Last touch is a little bitty silver pearl in the center of our little flower here, just to finish it off. Subtlest little touch of embellishment. Isn't that cute? Now, did I do anything? Oh, I did. Look, on the inside of this one, I added some scrap of the DSP that I used on the front, and then another sentiment from the Springtime Joy set. Now, I should mention this Happy Easter is not in the Springtime Joy set. It is from the Wreath Builder. Arrange a Wreath? Arrange a Wreath is the name of that set. Okay, just so you know. All right, let's get these out of the way and get our bunny out of the way. And we're going to move on to card number 2. Clean up my mess and hopefully not screw this one up. All right, next one is this little cutie. Now look how cute that little lambie is. So I couldn't resist making a baby card. I know babies are not always born in the spring, but baby animals often are. So I just couldn't resist making an adorable baby card. So this paper, this DSP, is from the Flowers for Every Season DSP pack. And I am willing to bet it is going to be retiring. So if you like this paper, scoop it up before it's gone. So let me pull out my bits and pieces here. To start, we're going to do our stamping on our little postage stamps. Does anybody know what die set this one's from? This is cut using the snail's dies. So from the Snail Mail Suite. It's that cute little oversized postage stamp. Now, I'm going to stamp this actually as a diamond. Okay, so I'm going to rotate it a little bit. And again, I'm going to bring in my basic gray ink. Hi, Martine. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. All right, so let's ink up our little lambie. Now I'm going to stamp him so that he's the feet are kind of going off the bottom corner there. okay, because I won't be able to fit the whole image on, and I kind of want the face to be the focal point. So we're going to get this out of the way, and we're going to do a little bit of coloring here. I'm going to show you a way to color this little lambie in a way that is really subtle and quick. Okay, similar to what we did with our bunny. I'm using light gray granite, okay, and I have my brush tip. Now I'm going to just come along sort of where the little fluff is and his fleece here. So I'm just kind of using those lines. I'm going to come along the edges of his body and then along the bottom. I'm going to fill in his hooves completely. Okay, so super quick and subtle. And then once again, I'm going to come in with my color lifter. I keep calling it a blender pen. It's not. It's a color lifter. And I'm just going to go over what the ink that I just put down. And again, that's going to soften it up and pull it out a little bit so that it just looks like a subtle little shadow. Okay, really, really subtle. And then same thing on the ears. We're going to color just a little bit. Oh, that was probably more than I needed there, but that's okay. We're going to do his ears. Or maybe it's her ears. I don't know. Maybe it's a girl. I don't know. How do you tell? Well, I guess I know how to tell. Never mind. I don't need that question answered. That was a dumb question. All right. Then we're going to color the hair behind the flowers with the gray granite. And you guys, I need to stop doing videos when I've just come out of a meeting. I need time to decompress. Yikes. All right, let's just keep her going here. Color his hair. So cute. Okay, now this I'm not going to blend out. I want the hair to be a little bit darker. Okay. And then we're going to pull in some of our in-color markers. Now these in-colors are sticking around for another year, so we still have a year to play with them. So I'm going to color a couple of the flowers with my light magenta madness. Now I know this says light, but it sure is bright. It is very intense color, which is why I only did 2 flowers rather than all 4 in this color, because it is bright, but it is beautiful. Love this color. And again, I pulled my color palette from the DSP. All right, so when you are not sure about what colors to choose, start with a pack of DSP and look at the colors that are listed on the back. That is a great place to start when you are designing. All right, so I have here, I should mention, this is my dark daffodil delight. All right, and then I think I'm actually going to use this color as well in the centers of my flowers. There we go. And then the leaves I'm going to color with my light Just Jade. So we're just going to fill these guys in. So cute. Honestly, I could sit here and color these little guys all day. They're so adorable. I could sit and color anything all day, to be honest. I love coloring. All right, there we go. Last little touch is, again, a little bit of blush. This time I used light Flirty Flamingo. So we're going to give him a little bit of blush on his cheeks and a little bit of blush on his nose. And then again, I'm going to come in with my color lifter and just soften that down. Okay, so it really is just the subtlest little bit of color. Okay, so easy. All right, now let's put the rest of this thing together. So I'm starting, my background is a piece of, as I mentioned, that Flowers for Every Season designer series paper. It is cut to 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And then from the same sheet, right, this is the exact same sheet of paper, I cut another piece that was 2 by 5 1/4. All right, so basically this card uses 1 sheet of 6 by 6 designer series paper. So we're going to go ahead and lay that down. And it's going to go about 3/4 of an inch up from the bottom. And again, I'm going to use my grid paper to help me get this straight. There we go. All right. Then I have some, where to put my ribbon? It's hiding in my bag. I have some Flowers for Every Season ribbon. So this is in a combo pack. This beautiful gingham is one of 3 ribbons that come in the pack. So we are going to adhere one end of the ribbon to the back of our DSP panel. So I'm running it just along that bottom edge. Oh, I forgot to add my little scalloped edge to the top. Oh well, maybe I can still sneak it in there. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna add another glue dot and stick this guy down, and then you'll see what I mean. See this little scalloped edge along the top? I love that little detail. So I want to see if I can still sneak this in here. I might be able to. I just need to cut this a little narrower. Here we go. We're saving another one, you guys. This is a video called How Many Times Can Lena Screw Up in One Video? So far, we're 2 for 2. All right, so let's tuck this in. See if we can sort of nudge it in. Oh, look at that. We can totally save this. Perfection. All right, we're going to add a couple of glue dots to hold that in place. Let's tuck one in there, and then we're going to adjust that. And then another one over here. I hope you guys are watching. This is a public service. I'm showing you how to fix your mistakes today. Anybody, any of you who are demonstrators out there who are afraid of doing videos because you're afraid of making a mistake, here's proof. Just do it. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. We all make them. It just makes you human. There is my public service announcement. All right, we're going to clean that up. Oh, thanks, Laura. We're going to clean that side up. And there we go. Look, cute little scalloped edge. All right, now we're ready to glue that onto our card base. I have a thick basic white piece of cardstock. It is 5.5 by 8.5, scored in the middle at 4 1/4. So we'll give that a fold and crisp it up. And then add a little bit of adhesive to the back of our DSP panel. And then we're going to pop that on. Just like that. So cute. All right, then we are going to add our little lamb. Now, what I did actually is pop this up on the doily to start. So we're going to, not those ones, we're going to add big dimensionals to the back of our lamb. I got one of those sheets of dimensionals that is cut through. Makes it hard to peel those bad boys off. Let's get rid of our backings. And then I'm going to center my little lamb on my doily. Now the doily probably doesn't even show up on the camera because it's white against white. It's funnier when they happen live. Well, I suppose it is, Jill. That's your laugh for today. You're welcome. All right, so we're going to go ahead and glue our little lamb onto the front of our card. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of seal here because I've already got my dimensionals and it's already pretty sticky. So we don't need a ton more glue to hold this in place. So we're just going to pop that on right there. Okay, and then I have a little scrap of white cardstock here. We're going to stamp our welcome little one. Now this one is from the Oval Occasion stamp set. I'm going to stamp it in basic gray. So we'll just ink that up. I'm going to stamp it. Well, I'll stamp it here. Ooh, that was not good. Let's try that again. Let's do it here. That's better. Pressed too hard the first time. Okay, now we're going to pop this out with our Oval Duet. It's this punch. This is the one that I'm trying to remember the name of. It's got the double ovals. So we're going to use just the plain oval. Now I've done this on too large a piece. Normally I would do this on a narrow little strip so that I'm not wasting that cardstock up there. But you know, today is just one of those days, so we're going to go with it. There we go. All right. We'll get rid of that. We're going to pop this little guy on just in that sort of top corner of our little focal image there. So I'm going to add one dimensional to the back and then a little bit of tape because this is going to overlap where it's already popped. We don't want to double pop. So we'll get rid of our backing. And we're just going to pop that on, hopefully straight. Okay. And then the last touch is to bring back our ribbon and tie a cute little gingham bow. So I'm taking my bow between my thumb and my index finger to make my 2 loops. Okay. The key to this is keeping your loops flat. Don't allow your ribbon to twist. Then you're going to cross your left loop over the right, bring it around and through, and pull. And there's your bow. Okay. And then it's just a matter of adjusting the size of your loops, pulling it nice and tight so it doesn't slip until you have a bow that makes you happy. And that one makes me pretty happy. So now I'm going to take and just trim my ends. I'm going to notch them. Double oval punch. Thank you, Louise. You always bail me out. I need to have you on speed dial during my videos. Okay, so we're going to trim the other tail as well. So to do that, I just fold my ribbon in half and then cut at an angle. And that way I get my ends, or my little notch even. There we go. Isn't that cute? So cute. Get rid of that. All right, we're going to add a glue dot to the knots of our bow as soon as I find where one is. There we go. And I'm just going to press it into place just down here in the corner. Isn't that cute? Such a cute little baby card. I need somebody who's having a baby. Janelle, can you get on that for me? Okay, so that is card number 2. Done. Last one is this pretty. I posted this earlier today. I love this card for so many reasons. I love this embossing folder. I love these colors. I love this image. There's just so much to love. So let's get to it. We are going to do our stamping on this adorable little stitch circle. This is the largest circle from the stitch circle or stitch shapes dies. And again, we're going to stamp in basic gray. So I'm going to ink up my little lambie here. And again, now I'm going to stamp him more so he's more in the circle. Okay, so I don't want him floating. I want him to be anchored at the bottom, but I do want to make sure that we see more of him. Thanks, Brenda. Yes, oh, that's right. Is she having a girl? That would be perfect. You are right. Erin is expecting. Yeah, that's coming soon. All right, so I'm going to bring back my gray granite, and we're going to color our little lamb in the same way that we did the last time, but this time I'm not going to worry about doing that step where I'm blending with my color lifter. Okay, so I'm just adding my highlights here, but I'm going to leave it as is. I'm going to color the feet. I'm going to leave them nice and dark, but the rest I'm just really quickly sort of brushing on just a little hint of gray. Okay, so this is my white spring lamb. And then I'm only going to add a little bit of shadow to the bottom of the ears this time, and I'm not going to color the hair. Okay, we're going to leave it as white as we can. So that is it for that. We're going to color our flowers once again with the light purple posy. Now I don't have to worry about avoiding the centers this time because we're going to pretty up the centers with some pearls. So we can do this really quick. You guys have to watch me do lots of coloring today. But it's okay, these are cute images, right? Okay, so let's just make sure that's got some good color there. And then we're gonna pull in our soft sea foam. This is the light soft sea foam again. And we're gonna color our leaves. Really quick. There we go. And then we're going to add a little blush again, and I'm using Petal Pink this time, to the cheeks and a little bit on the nose. Okay, again, just the subtlest little bit of blush. So sweet. Okay, now, where did I put the rest of my kit? There it is. We are going to build on our purple posy emboss cardstock. Now, this is a gorgeous embossing folder. If you missed this one, this is in the annual catalog. It's called Ornate Floral. And it's just gorgeous. It's a 3D folder, so it gives you a really deeply etched embossed image. You can see on the back how deep those flowers are pressed in. And it's just beautiful. So this is a piece of purple posy cardstock cut to 4 by 5 1/4 inches and then embossed using the Ornate Floral embossing folder. Okay. Then I die cut 2 wreaths using the Wreath Builder dies. Okay, these are cut from soft sea foam. Now, if I go to layer this on here, do you see how I don't see very much of the leaves peeking out? I wasn't really happy with that. So we're going to make our wreath a little bit bigger by snipping it. So I'm going to start by adding a little bit of adhesive just around my circle. Now, part of this circle is going to get cut off, right? So I'm going to be chopping it a little bit so that I can fit it on my card. So I'm not going to worry about going all the way around, but I do want to make sure that I've got enough that I can hold my wreath in place. So then it's just a matter of starting and just coming around. So I snipped my wreath so it's not a circle anymore. It's more like a garland. And I'm just going to come around my circle, and I'm pressing the leaves into that adhesive that I put on. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with my second one because I decided one wasn't full enough. Now I snipped it purposely in a different spot so that I don't get leaves that look all matchy-matchy. I don't want them to line up, right? I want it to look like an extra full sort of vine here. So again, we're just pressing this into the adhesive on the back of our circle. Okay, just like that. And you see by layering it that way, it's much, much fuller than it would have been if we had just layered the circle on top of the wreath. All right. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and glue that down. So I'm going to add a little bit more adhesive to the center of my circle. And then I'm going to bring in my liquid glue and just kind of randomly add a few dots of liquid glue to the back of my leaves here. Hi, Alfie. How are you doing? That's okay. I know it's dinner time, so my family's actually upstairs eating dinner while I speak. They couldn't wait for me to finish my video, so my husband barbecued and they went ahead and ate without me. So hopefully they'd save me some. So we're going to go ahead and glue our wreath and our little lambie onto the front of our card. And then I have some polka dot tulle ribbon. Now this, I'm just going to start right here. I'm not going to put it all the way around because why bother, right? I don't need to. I'm only going to see this bit that's coming out to the left. So I'm going to just sort of slide it in under my wreath. Okay, and then trim it off. So that's all, it's like, what is it? Is it not even 2 inches of ribbon? But it gives the illusion of a piece that goes all the way around the card. We're just going to pop that on just like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take my snips and I'm going to trim this excess bit that is extending off the edge. So I'm just going to follow along the edge of my panel here. And I'm using it as a guide to trim off that excess. Okay. And that's just a way to get it nice and straight. All right. Easy peasy. All right, now we're ready to layer that on our soft seafoam layer. So you know me and my layers. I love me some layers. So we are going to add a narrow border around our purple posy. Now I should mention, when we have 3D embossing folders, remember how I said this was cut to 4 by 5 1/4? When once I've embossed it, it actually ends up just a teeny bit smaller dimension-wise. So this piece of soft seafoam is cut to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Now when I layer this, if I have an equal border on 3 sides, you see how this bottom border is a little bit longer? So I just need to kind of adjust for that and just allow a slightly wider border at the top than I do at the sides, and then it'll look a little bit more even. Okay, that's just a little caveat for when you are embossing and trying to layer with deeply embossed cardstock. All right. So let's pop this on, and again, I just want to be aware that I'm going to have a slightly larger border top and bottom than I do on the sides. Okay, and then I'm going to pull in my card base. So this is, again, thick basic white. It's 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored in the middle at 5 1/2. So we're just going to fold that in half along our score line, crisp it up. And then we'll add a little bit of adhesive to the back of our panel. And layer that. Yes, I know it's upside down. Don't panic. We're good. Okay, so that is almost done. Now, we are going to stamp our sentiment. I have here a little label. This is actually cut using the Messages die. So the Messages die, if you recall, is that massive die that cuts like 19 labels all at once. And it is awesome. I cut a whole bunch of them and just keep them in a basket on my desk. So whenever I need a little label, I can just pull from my basket. It's great. Now I need my ink, which is hiding. And we're going to stamp Welcome Spring on that little label. I'm going to stamp it in basic gray. And again, hopefully straight. This does not look like it's mounted straight. Let me do a dry run. Oh, it's not too bad. All right, here we go. Not bad. I can live with it. Okay, so we're going to pop this guy onto the front of our card. I'm going to use a couple dimensionals. It's going to go right there. So we'll just go 1 and 2. And we're going to pop that on right about there. Okay, and this is where I just kind of went a little overboard with my embellishing, but I'm allowed. So I have some scraps of white and purple posy cardstock, and I have the confetti flower border punch. Now this is one, again, that is in the annual that kind of gets forgotten about. I love this punch because I love doing little DIY embellishments. So this punch, when you punch it out, let me just do one, you get a whole bunch of itty bitty flowers in one punch, which is darn awesome. So I'm going to punch a couple, one from each color, and then we are going to place these little guys. Now, the best way to do this, let me just put the lid on this because I'm probably going to impale myself, is to just take your fine tip glue or your liquid glue and put some little dots of glue where you think you might want a flower. Okay, now you have to work relatively fast. This glue does set up, I mean, not instantly, but you don't want to let it sit for half an hour. So then I'm going to take the putty tip of my Take Your Pick, and I'm just going to start placing flowers. So easy peasy. Let's do a little white one here. Oops, I got them stuck to my sweater. There we go. Let's do a purple one here. I need to save one purple one for my label. Let's do a white one here. And a little bitty purple guy. Oopsie, stay put. And we'll do another white one. Okay, super quick and easy to add these little guys with your Take Your Pick. All right. Then I have somewhere, still, I hope, a couple of leaves from my wreath that were not used. So I'm going to, again, create a little arrangement here with a couple of leaves and one of my little purple flowers. So I'm going to take one flower, press it into a glue dot, and then I'm going to add my little leaves, one there and one there. Okay, and this time I'm actually going to put it this way on my label. I actually think I'm going to do this with a mini dimensional. Again, changing the design on the fly. Why the heck not, right? So we're just going to put this right here at the end of the label. Like, oh, I don't know if I like that. How about down there? That's better. Okay, then the last touch is to add some pearls. Now this time I used just our regular basic pearls. Oh, this one moved. I've got to put him back in the center of my flower. Now I didn't put them on all of the flowers. I only put them on the larger ones just because they are a little bit too big to put on the itty bitty teeny ones. So I have here some of the smallest pearls from the basic pearls. And again, your Take Your Pick is your best friend here. So we're just going to place and press. So I place it and then press it. Super, super quick and easy way to get these things in place. If you're still trying to use your fingernails to place these little bitty embellishments, you need to stop. I'm telling you now, it is so frustrating to try to use a fingernail. The Take Your Pick is the way to go. I cannot say it enough. All right, there we go. Done. Isn't that cute? Oh, I missed one. Hold on, not done. I take it back. Gotta put one here. There we go. Now we're done. All right, there is our cute little springtime card. And let me bring back the other two. There's our baby card and our Happy Easter. All right, so thanks for hanging with me, you guys. I'm sorry this is such a gong show today. Some days you just kind of go, whatever, and have to roll with it. But we got through it, and we adjusted on the fly. We have a little downhill bunny, but we're good. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed these projects, and I hope I see you next week for another episode of Tuesday Live at 5. Bye for now.